Hello everybody, my name is Lily. I am so happy that you're here with me. In today's video, I am working on my design team project with Ibette from Tu Casa de Papel, and I am going to create my signature little house envelope pockets using her beautiful digital printables. And the kit we are going to be using today is the Princess Bouquet 2. I will have all of that information in the description area below. All you have to do is expand that section and you will have so much more information and links to these beautiful digitals. Now, I have a question for you. Have you made my signature little house envelope pockets yet? From junk mail envelopes. All you need is simple junk mail envelopes, and if you don't have these, you can use a regular store-bought number 10 envelope or even a greeting card envelope. And we will take that junk mail envelope and create one of these beautiful little house envelope pockets. I am calling these Rose Garden little house envelope pockets because they have a little pocket so that you can tuck some treats in there. Look at that. You can put tags, you can put a chocolate bar in here, you can put gift cards, anything you want. And I love inserting these into my junk journals. And don't go away because at the end of the video, I will give you a sneak peek to two beautiful junk journals that I'm currently working on. And I will show you how I use these in those junk journals. But here is one of them. And let me show you the other that we are working on today. So these two are in today's session, and I am giving you a sneak peek so that you know what to look forward to. Aren't they so stinking cute? I have a discount code for you, and I'm going to put it right here on the screen. It is Lily20, so you can use that at Ibette's Etsy shop, and again, that's linked down below so that you can save yourself 20%. Are you guys ready to get started? Because it is my favorite project to do, and I can't wait to share it with you. Let's go! These are two of the Rose Garden little house envelope pockets that I made beforehand using junk mail envelopes, just plain junk mail envelopes. We are saving those from the waste bin and we are going to repurpose some junk mail envelopes. And I decorated these with beautiful digital printables from Ibette's Tu Casa de Papel's digital line. And I just love these. They are so pretty, so dainty, so beautiful, and they coordinate so well with all of the embellishments that I just had in my stash. And super, super cute. This kit, like I mentioned earlier, is called Princess Bouquet number 2. She does have a Princess Bouquet, and then Princess Bouquet 2. You can find those in her Etsy shop. I embellished with all kinds of little things. I used dimensional rose stickers. I also did some stamping and then added some beautiful trim to create like a valance over that roof line. And then I also used some pots. Those were also stickers. And I'm going to go through all of the supplies that I used to create all of the embellishments over the beautiful digitals. Just to add so much dimension and so much more interest. On the back of these little houses, I don't do too much. You do see a little bit of the digital printables that I fold over, but I typically leave it blank because, like I said, I like to use these in my junk journals, and you can put whatever you want in these pockets, pictures, letters, tags, but the back you can also journal on the back of these cards. And I don't glue them down to my junk journal pages. I actually just attach them with a large paper clip. And stick around because I'm going to show you how I do that towards the end of the video. But I love how these turned out, and these were my inspiration so that I can keep going because I am working on 2 journals, and so I needed 2 of these Rose Garden theme to match the journals that I'm working on. Okay, so I've already grabbed a few junk mail envelopes that I have in my stash. I started out with a few and now I have a whole box of them. But I also have regular store-bought number 10 envelopes. So if you do not have junk mail envelopes in decent shape, you can use a number 10 envelope. And let me flip through the beautiful pages in this Princess Bouquet number 2 kit. They're absolutely gorgeous. I can't even tell you that I like one more than the other because these are so beautiful. And this is a pink with like a lace overlay. Absolutely gorgeous. This one is on the facade of one of the little envelope house pockets. And this one is also so pretty. The blue hues, the gold, and they're just gorgeous. There are 5 pages in this kit. Super beautiful. I love the turquoise stripes on this one. And then those corals. And look, I'm pointing this out. When I cut out a piece of this page and I placed it on the facade of the little envelope house pocket, notice how that flower looks like it's coming out of the flower pot. That was by happenstance. I didn't even plan it that way, but it worked out so well. So if you position things just right, you can make them work with your embellishments. So the reason why I love this kit so much is because it has all of these beautiful different roses, variety of roses on all of the pages. And the 2 journals that I'm working on are also rose themed. So these are going to coordinate so well. These are flower pot or urns stickers that I picked up at the Dollar Tree a while back, like maybe 2 or 3 years ago. And I really hadn't used them because I didn't know what I was going to use them for, but I had them because, just in case. And it worked out so well with these little house envelope pockets. And then these rose stickers are my favorite find, my favorite recent find from the Dollar Tree. And then I also used rub-on transfers to add even more dimension on the front of the little house envelope pockets. And these are by 49 and Market. And these have foliage, they have butterflies, and then there's all kinds of different rub-on transfers. And you can see how I used it in the background. Again, just adds more dimension and more interest to these little house pockets. They're just embellishments, things that I have that I want to use. This is one of my favorite cling stamp sets that I have. It is by IOD. I do have quite a collection of IOD stamps. This is a 2-set stamp. It is called Portobello Road. I have used these. I'm going to link a video up above showing you how I've used these doors on my little house envelope pockets. In today's video, we're going to use one of the windows, but let me show you the second sheet. This was quite a generous set. I will have, in the description area below, I will have all of the supplies that I've used in this video. And if I miss one, please do not hesitate to let me know in the comment section if you're looking for a particular item and then I just happened to miss it. Okay, moving on. I'm going to start with my first junk mail envelope. These are unsealed, so I'm just going to take a little bit of glue and I am going to seal the envelope. I want to make sure that the glue doesn't bleed into the inside, because remember, these are going to be pockets. So just a little bit of glue just to close that flap. And now I'm going to trim on the long side, or the edge, the short side, I should say. Just a sliver, only to create an opening, and that's going to be our pocket. And then I'm going to make a few more cuts. I have a whole playlist for these little house envelope pockets, and I'm going to have that linked at the very end so you can watch all of the other videos that I've made making these. I'm folding this over about 2.5 inches, and that's going to be my roof. And notice how my junk mail is a little bit shorter than my number 10 envelope. It really doesn't matter. It just makes it so that your little houses are going to be of varying heights, but it really doesn't make a difference. It's only by a little bit. So use whatever envelope you have. And I've also used greeting card envelopes to make little cottage envelope pockets. Ooh, that was a tongue twister. And that's also one that I have linked in the description area. So I'm showing you with the second one, again, sealing it and then just cutting a sliver on the end. And this one is about 10 inches long. I'm going to fold it over about 3 inches to create that roof. And you can fold over as much or as little as you want. All depends on what you're going to use it for. this one that I folded over 3 inches, notice how these envelopes started out to completely different sizes. But if you fold your rooftop, whether it's 2 inches or 3 inches, you're going to end up with the house that's about the same height. I'm not going to create all of these today. I'm only going to work on 2. So I will show you the steps for the 2. Now I'm showing you this one again because I want to make my roof a little bit shorter. And the reason is I'm going to add all of those other embellishments on the front of it, and I want to make sure that they really show on the front. Notice the difference in the roofs. One is about 2 inches, the other one is 3 inches. And I want more space in that bottom half so that I can place my flower pots and then all of the flowers so that you can really see the scene that I'm trying to create on the front of the little house. So if you plan in advance, if you know kind of what you're going to work with, you'll know whether you need a big roof or a little roof. Or it really doesn't matter. They're going to turn out so stinking cute anyway. But I've been playing around with these. Let me rephrase that. I created these a few years ago, and I have been playing around with different ideas for a long time now. And that's why I have that playlist for you so that you can see all the different styles that I have been creating. Okay, I've now marked that with a pencil about 1/2 inch past that crease line. And I'll show you why in just a second. We are going to cut the sides of the roof, and I'm going to go past about 1/2 inch, and I'm going to stop at that pencil mark. The reason why I go 1/2 inch past that crease line is to create an easier access pocket so that when you insert the things into the pocket, it's actually easier to reach in, to place in your items in and out. So now we have that flap. We're going to fold the flap over, creating that 1/2 inch gap between the pocket and the crease. It's going to stop. I'm going to pull it, but it's going to stop right where those cut marks end. And then I'm going to place flat, line it up along the length of the edges of the envelope, and now I'm going to crease it. I'm going to cut the excess flap, but I'm going to leave a little 1/2 inch tab there. This way it creates reinforcement on the pocket. These envelopes tend to be a little bit thin, and because we will be placing things in and out of that pocket, I really don't want it to tear. And so that's why I leave that little 1/2 inch flap. It just reinforces, makes it a little bit sturdy. And now you're getting the idea. You can see now I have the base of my little house. But once it's decorated, it takes on a whole new look. Right now it just looks like just an envelope folded in half with a flap. But once you start embellishing, oh, you can do so many things with these pockets. I'm measuring the width of the envelope, and this one is just shy of 4 inches. So now it's time to decorate with the beautiful Princess Bouquet 2 digital printables. And I'm going to use a piece of it to decorate the bottom half or the facade of the envelope. And look what I have. I got myself a Pritt stick when I was traveling in Mexico. I was in Mexico in February, but I went again just earlier in the month of June. And I went into a craft store. I went into 3 craft stores, and one of them had Pritt sticks. Now, I've only ever seen these in the videos that my European creators and makers make. Like, I've seen videos from the UK use the Pritt stick, and it's so sticky. I had messed up with placing the digital printable, and I tried to separate it. Nope. That Pritt stick is so sticky, you guys. Super, super sticky. Anyway, I thought it was pretty cool that I get to have one now because I've only ever seen it in the European and the UK videos, so I feel special. And did you know, and then I went down the rabbit hole because I wanted to know more about the Pritt stick.
It was actually invented in 1969. It is the original glue stick. Isn't that so cool? I could tell you so much more. I mean, I went down that rabbit hole and learned everything there is to learn about this glue stick. But it is the original, and I don't know why we don't have these in the craft stores here. That's my next research. Stay tuned for that. Okay, so now I am going to line the inside of the pocket, but I'm not going to line it the entire way through. There's no need because, you know, there's no window there that's going to show through. So I'm only going to insert it about 1 inch into the pocket, and then I'm going to glue it. The excess I'm going to fold over. I don't mind folding over. You can cut it at the edge if you want to, and if you want to decorate different on the back. But this is the way I do it. It makes for the edges to look nice and neat. And I did the same thing at the bottom, and I'm doing the same thing at the top. I marked with pencil where that fold over ended so that I don't go past it with the glue stick, because I realized really quick how sticky that glue stick is. And I didn't want it, I didn't want it where it didn't need to go. So I'm going to just mark that crease of the roof line and just fold it over again. And then with my little scraper, I'm just creasing those lines. And now we're getting closer to it looking like a little house. Now, I don't normally collage the entire back of the envelope, but this one was a colored envelope. It was yellow. Had it coordinated with my digital printables, I would have left it as it is, but it just didn't coordinate, so I just cut it up with some of the little scraps and the offcuts that I have from the kit. I'm going to use a little bit of washi tape. This is washi tape that I picked up from Amity Bloom from her last release. And I'm going to cut a length that will completely wrap around the envelope right at the top. I do this for 2 reasons. One, it adds a nice decorative element, and the Amity Bloom washi tapes coordinate so well with Ibette's Tu Casa de Papel's digital kit. And I'm just wrapping it around. And the second reason is because it reinforces those edges that I'm pointing out so that it doesn't split open. See, for 2 reasons. There is a method to my madness. There's a reason for all the things that I do. Okay, we're going to do the same thing with the second envelope. And this one, I didn't even mark it. I'm just going to eyeball, and I'm going to go and cut about 1/2 inch past the crease line. I've made so many of these that I bet I could cut it with my eyes closed. And again, cutting the excess off, and all of these little excess pieces of paper or envelope go into my scrap box, and I will use those for collage or sometimes for scrap paper when I'm, rubber stamping or cleaning off paint or whatever. But all of that goes into my scrap box. And we're going to do the same thing. I am going to collage the front of the envelope with digital. Look at these beautiful, these images are just gorgeous. These look like cabbage roses, and those are so beautiful. Folding over the top flap, and again, I am going to glue it down. And just marking, just so that I don't go past that paper with glue. That is some serious sticky stuff. Like, this is the first time I've used it, and I can't wait to use it like on things that really need some heavy duty sticking, because that's what I think this is for. And I'm lining the roof, folding over a little bit. This flap is a little bit smaller that I folded over onto the rooftop, but I will continue to collage, and I will cover the back as well. Sometimes you got to clean it up with your scissors because your envelope flap will be a little bit wider than your digital printable, or vice versa. Cut it up, clean it up so it looks nice and tidy. Marking the crease of the rooftop, and then just pressing it down with my scraper. And I'm also going to collage the back on this one because it has the print on it. This was one of those junk mail envelopes that has markings on both sides. But if it were completely blank, I would probably leave it alone. And because I have all of these excess, these offcuts, they lend themselves for more collage. Cleaning up that little rooftop edge. And I'm going to mark the fold line and then crease it. There are a lot of layers, so you just want to make sure you keep those creases going so that you don't lose where your rooftop is. I'm just showing you how much I love these digital printables. So now we're going to move on to the next step, and I have taken one of the window cling stamps. I'm using black archival ink, and I'm going to stamp it right over where I think the window should go, and you can see my samples on the right hand side. And it's, at first I kind of hesitated because I knew I was going to cover up some of the image of the digital printable, but you know what? It all works together. It coordinates so well, and then it adds that much more interest to the front of your little house. That window looks like you're looking outside into a flower garden, into a beautiful rose garden. And I thought about maybe using doors for these, but windows look just as nice because it gives you the illusion that you are looking at a little house from a different angle. These are whimsical, so they're not going to be scaled to size. They're not mimicking an actual house. These are little rose gardens from my imagination, and you have an imagination, so put those ideas to work and create and design your little house envelope pockets. I'm now going to grab some of these leaves, these rub-on transfers from 49 and Market. And you can see here all of the different rub-on transfers that come in this package. I have been loving rub-on transfers lately, and I just can't get enough of them. I love them so much. Sometimes I'll be lucky and find them at the Dollar Tree. These I actually ordered online. And some of them I've even found at thrift stores. So yeah, those are lucky finds. I'm placing the rub-on transfers where I think they are going to come up out of, it'll look as though it's coming up out of the flower pot. And so that's why I'm placing them where they are. And I'm only using a few pieces. And now I'm going to take these flower pots or these urns, and I'm going to place them and kind of match them up to their little house. They are all so cute. I remember when I first saw them at the Dollar Tree. I just loved them, and I thought I would be using them right away. So I held on to these for a while. So cute. So see, I have a package I haven't even opened, but there's one that I had used on one of the little house envelope pockets that I made off camera, and I really liked this one. That's some sticky stuff. And so now by placing these right over the rub-on transfers, it almost looked as though the foliage is coming out of the pot, and that's why I did that. And most of it will be covered by these beautiful rose stickers, but it adds more layers to the background. And so it just gives more depth to your little house. Look at how beautiful. This is my favorite part. Piecing and decorating and embellishing the envelopes is my favorite part, because you can get so creative with this. If you like working with miniatures, I think you're going to enjoy working with this because you get to use all of those little things that you might have. Little flower pots, little chairs, little bicycles, little flowers. You know what I mean? Little windows. Maybe you have die cuts that are windows. All those little things that you have. Sometimes you get lots of great goodies in ephemera packs or sticker packs. And those are the ones that are fun to use in these little house envelope pockets. So go through your stash, go through all of your stickers, go through all of your fussy cuts, even your rubber stamps, because you can create your own die cuts with your rubber stamps and then fussy cut. So, so gorgeous. So I like to keep clothespins handy. This is what I use to keep the things down that I've glued. I use them a lot when I'm creating my junk journals. And I added a little bit of the ultimate glue on the backs of these roses just to make sure that they really stick down. I don't want them falling off. And so it looks kind of crazy with all of those clothespins, but it works. And if I were to use any other kind of clip, it might leave a mark on my project. And clothespins are a little bit more forgiving. They don't dent or mark as much. So I have this sheet of labels. I've had this one for a bit. I can't remember where this came from. It may have been the thrift store. I honestly can't remember. But I'm going to add only half of it to the roof. And I love the look of the label underneath a sentiment. And so that is what I am. You could see how I did it on the little house that's on the right-hand side. And I just love the way that looks. So I don't need the full label. Just a little bit gives a beautiful, an added embellishment. This is my little acrylic drawer with these chippy sentiments from Tim Holtz. I'll have the whole list. Remember, I'll have the whole list of the things that I'm using in the description area. And also, I'm also an Amazon affiliate, so I do have a storefront, and I'll have that linked down below as well. And these are my favorite sentiments to use on the rooftops of all of my little house envelope pockets. They're just perfect. They're the right size, and they're my favorite thing to use. If you could only see the front of my desk, so right in front of my work area, I have nothing but acrylic drawers, like stacks of them. And they all contain different things, all kinds of little embellishments. I have stickers and mainly the embellishments that I use the most. I'm still working on doing a tour of my crafty loft. I just haven't gotten around to it, but I'd like to one day. One day I will. I've shown bits and pieces of it on Instagram, and also I have stories, and I'll link a video right here up above so that you could see. I have a shorts video, not stories, a shorts video showing you my loft, so you could take a look at that. So stinking cute now that I've added that beautiful, beautiful trim. Don't they look gorgeous? Oh my gosh, I love these so much. Okay, sneak peek of the junk journals that I am currently working on. I'm working on 2. And these are also a design team project. And I should have this video coming up really soon, hopefully in the next couple of days. Just stay tuned so that you could watch those videos. But I want to show you, I made these little rose garden envelope houses specifically for these journals. And what I like to do is simply clip the little house envelope pocket to the very first page of the junk journal. And that's it. So when you open the junk journal, you're greeted by this little house envelope pocket. It is what I do since I've been creating the little house envelopes. I always include one in all of my journals. But you can use it however you like. Oh, I can't wait to show you these journals, but I sure hope that you loved these Rose Garden Little House envelope pockets. Stick around, I'm going to say goodbye.
Thank you so much for being here with me today. I appreciate you so much. The fact that you took the time to click and watch my video means the world to me, and I am so grateful for that. Thank you so much for being here and watching as I make these little house envelope pockets. I sure hope you enjoyed it. And more than anything, I hope that this inspired you so that you can create your own little house envelope pockets. And don't forget, I do have that discount code Lily20 right here on the screen so that you can hop on over to Ibette's Tu Casa de Papel's Etsy shop and take a look at not only these digital printables, but also the array of beautiful printables that she has available in her Etsy shop. You guys, I would appreciate it if you would like and share my video with all of your family and friends. And if you are not subscribed, click that subscribe button. I want to be able to grow my YouTube channel so that I can continue to share my love of paper crafts with everyone else. You guys are awesome, and I will see you next time. Bye!